Yes, people. We are back live. We are back live on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube for another edition of the ManDem United podcast, brought to you by myself, Flawless Mr. Take Note, aka Man of the People. And for those that haven't seen the ManDem United podcast before, it's the podcast dedicated to all things Manchester United. So please keep all your comments, all your questions Manchester United related. Whether you comment on the actual live stream or you comment afterwards, just please keep your comments and questions all Manchester United related. Make sure let's get them likes up straight away, as always, as I start each and every show. Let's bump up them likes, people. We're already in double figures, so that's sick. Let's get up to 20 likes. You know what I'm saying? We're at 11. Let's get 9 more. Let's get up to 20 likes in the next 5 to 10 minutes, people. That's all I'm asking for. Make sure you share this across all of the socials as well. Make sure you do that. Make sure you share this across all of the socials. And just as important as well, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Sarcasm City TV, it is road to 5K, and you lot have been listening, so make sure you bump up continue to bump up the subscribers as well, because we go live every day and you don't want to miss it. So hit the notification bell as well. I'm on a new laptop as well, so that's why I was there moving the camera, and I've got my old laptop here, but you know, I'm kind of emotional about it, I'm not gonna lie. But we're here, people. We're here, as you can see from the title. Big win versus Manchester City. Are Manchester United in a title race? So those will be the two things I will be discussing mainly, as well as any questions you lot have for me as well. I'll be discussing United's win in the Manchester derby and discussing United potentially in Yes, people, I'm back. My apologies there. My internet decided to reboot right at the start of the show. But here we are, people. We're back. We are back. Like I was stating, let me run that back again. Your love to everyone who's locked in. Make sure you hit the like button, share, subscribe to the channel. Like I say, ManDem United podcast, where we are talking all things Manchester United. The link for the membership is in the pinned comments as well. Like I said, I don't know why my internet decided to reboot just as it did then, but here we are back. Big up to Gogo, who just put I don't even know what them emojis are. I can't even see. Big up to CJ, who says, I hope you're ready for a tough game Saturday, my G. Yeah, of course, I'll discuss the Arsenal game as well. Lengen Sweet said, finding flawless. I'm back. Like I said, for whatever reason, my internet decided to reboot. Ad says, we are in a title race only because of points we have accumulated so far and the teams we've beaten. Big difference to actually being title favorites, however, which is Arsenal, fam. I'm gonna get to this because I disagree with this. So I'm gonna get to the whole title race thing, but again, you lot continue to get your questions in as well. I'll start with the Manchester Derby. That's where I go. Big win for Manchester United in the Manchester Derby. Something we discussed in depth. It was something we discussed in depth in regards to who should play. You know what I'm saying? And it was about Fred or Eriksen, or Fred and Eriksen. And I stated I have no issue with Fred playing, but Eriksen has to play. And we was interested to see whether Ten Hag was going to push Bruno out wide right, and he was going to play Casemiro, Eriksen, and add Fred into the mix. And that's exactly what we did. That's exactly what he did. Also, we was like, is he going to go toe-to-toe with Manchester City, or is he going to have a similar approach to the Arsenal game and sit in and defend, and then try and hit Manchester City on the break? And again, that's exactly what Ten Hag did. And it worked. So first and foremost, we have to give Ten Hag props and the manager props, because all the talk beforehand was what had happened at the Etihad. We had got beaten 6-3, and Ten Hag responded, and he outcoached Pep. You know what I'm saying? Because for all the possession Manchester City had, they had one shot on target. And people can say City are not where what they used to be. Their players are not at it. They're not informed. They still have a lot of quality on that pitch. They still started Haaland. They started Mahrez. They started Foden. They had De Bruyne, Gundogan, Cancelo, Kyle Walker. So you still have you have an array of options. And even off the bench, Grealish came on. I think Bernardo came on. So it's like, how much more attacking quality do you need? And we limited them. Extremely limited. We locked them down from a defensive standpoint. Like I said, to limit a side of that quality to one shot on target. I don't think many teams will do that this season in the Premier League to Manchester City. I wouldn't say, I'm not going to go as far to say as it's a record, but I think it's up there. You know what I'm saying? I don't think City have gone away to somewhere in the Premier League and have been limited, not only to just the one one shot on target, but actually they didn't, for all the possession they had, they didn't create anything. And like I said, off the ball, we were very good. De Gea was good in goal, 110%. De Gea was good in goal. Wan-Bissaka deserves, the whole back four deserve massive shouts actually, but I'm going to single them out individually. Wan-Bissaka, 110%. Wan-Bissaka deserves all the plaudits. So I was very critical of him, as were many of the United fans. Not only has he been good this season, he was very, very good in that game and played his part in the equalizing goal, which we'll get into as well. Malacia at left back. Someone who had been criticized for his performance away at the Etihad and also his performance at home to Arsenal. Very, very good Malacia. Have to give him full plaudits for what he did. Centre backs. Luke Shaw at left-sided centre back. Not only do we have to give Ten Hag his plaudits for playing Shaw there, because I couldn't believe it when I seen it. I could not believe it when I seen it. Shaw deserved his start, and probably who I think has been our best defender this season, and it's gone under the radar considering all the unfair criticism I believe he received last season. Raphael Varane, Rolls Royce, Raphael, like, he's showing all of his qualities and why he was at Real Madrid for so long and why he was so successful there. And I stated all these things. Varane is still Varane. People are like, oh, he's injury prone. There's a reason Madrid got rid of him. He was carried by Ramos. He was carried by Pepe. No, he's a quality centre back. And we've seen it. Whether he's played next to Martinez, whether he's played next to Shaw, whether it's been Lindelof, whether it's been Maguire, he has been top notch. So we got to give all four defenders quality. Off the ball, again, I give Casemiro credit because Casemiro just Casemiro'd. I give Fred credit for doing the job that he was brought in to do. And I say this about Fred all the time. He's a squad player who should be utilized as a squad player, and you'll see the best out of him. All of his best attributes, all of Fred's best attributes are better suited when we don't have the ball. Like his energy, his closing down, his tenacity, his tackling, his willingness to win the ball back. I think James said it on Saeed's channel yesterday, and shout out to Saeed and the whole gang. And he said, Fred said, I carry the piano, it's on others to play it. You know what I'm saying? And Eriksen as well. And Eriksen should have had an assist. Not only have I spoke about Eriksen and his intelligence in terms of blocking of passing lanes, he should have had an assist because Rashford should have scored in the first half. And that's another thing people are forgetting as well. For all the possession Manchester City had, we created the better chances. There was the Rashford chance I just mentioned where he should have scored with the pass from Eriksen. When he went round the goalkeeper too, the Bruno chance, and the 2 goals that we scored. So that's 5. Whereas City created 1 chance. So that's why I don't want to hear no complaining or whining about referees and all that. And I see Miro in the chat, and I'll get to it. Right, I agree with you. Rashford was offside. And we didn't cheat. We didn't give the decision. The referee gave the decision. What are we supposed to say? Nah, we don't want the goal. If the referee makes a bad call, the referee makes a bad call. We see it week in, week out. That's not on Manchester United. But I agree with you. I think Rashford was offside. When I've seen Peter, we went through it on the ManDem United when we did the Manchester United, Chelsea, and Spurs show. And Peter, we went through the rule. And yeah, I thought Rashford was offside. And Lengen Sweet says, I'm sorry, you're not going to lie. United cheated. How did we cheat? Or did the ref give the decision? Or what are we supposed to say? No, don't go. So if we turn around and say, no, don't give us the goal, is the ref not going to give us the goal? Nah. That's not on Manchester United. That's poor refereeing. Get mad at the refs. Get mad at your own team for only having 1 shot on target with all that possession. Hold your own team accountable. This is why I never complain about referees. I say at the time if I think it's a poor decision. But if Manchester United we go away to Arsenal on Sunday. If we go away to Arsenal on Sunday and have 1 shot on target and a dodgy refereeing decision costs us the game, I'm talking about, how come we only had 1 shot on target? I'm criticizing my attackers. I'm criticizing my midfielders. I'm criticizing the manager. You know what I'm saying? And Emma said it's the law that is flawed as it goes directly to the ref's interpretation of the play. Hey, is what it is. Because the whole team always benefits from refs, let's be honest. But you benefited last season with Rodri away at Everton. Like, so what we talking about? But hey, Langen Sweet, you can be sorry. All I'm saying is United didn't cheat because we did not give the decision. I think it was offside. Go back and look at the watch along. I've looked at it again and gone, yeah, that's offside. But when it was given, it's given. I'm here to tell you right now, in the words of Stephen A. Smith, we don't care. We really don't care. We don't care. All right. Let me see what I'm missing. Okay. I get to this from ads as well. Says we have a title race only because of the points we have accumulated so far and the teams we've beaten. Big difference to actually beating title favorites, however, which is Arsenal at the moment. I don't think we're in a title race. I don't think title races start. If we're in this position come the start of April, that's when I start talking about title races. But do I believe we're in a title race? Absolutely not. Hey, big up Chris K, always watching from Cyprus as well. Big up to you. I'm only trying to limit my expectations because I don't want our fan base to feel disappointed if we end up not competing for the title. Our goal this season is still top 4 and now a trophy. I limit my expectations based on what I look at as the team. So it ain't even about not feeling disappointed. If I genuinely believe this squad and this team was good enough to compete and win a title, I'd just be sat here saying it. But I genuinely don't. So that's why I'm stating it now. I stated this at the start of the season as well. For me, it's about going to win a trophy, not even top 4. It's all about winning Carabao Cup, FA Cup, Europa League. 1 of those 3, 2 out of those 3 are all 3 of those. Like that, and that hasn't changed, even though I like how we're progressing in the Premier League. And even if we beat Palace and we beat Arsenal, which could happen, it's feet on the ground. Same way if we drop points at Palace and drop points at Arsenal, it's still feet on the ground. To me, it doesn't change too much because the Premier League is the trophy we are furthest away from. Space Frost says, do you think Tielemans would be a good addition to our squad? Personally, I think he would add more depth that's needed, especially with Donny out for the rest of the season. Considering we could probably get him for cheap, I'm with this. I was looking at Leicester because obviously I was talking to Neil. He was talking about on Shameless FC yesterday and the amount of players who are out of contract. And obviously Leicester are going through a bad time. But yeah, I look at Tielemans, I look at Ndidi and I look at Maddison and go, why not? I would probably go in and swoop all three because I think you could get three for cheap. I think Madison and Ndidi's contracts are up 2024, and I believe Tillman's contract is up 2023, which is this year. I'm not sure though. I am not sure. But yeah, I would definitely look at Leicester's team and in that midfield area. And I think Tillman's as a squad option is good because he could play the 10. He could play a higher role because people talk about him in transition and him from a mobile standpoint, which I get. But yeah, Tillman say he was a free. I think that's a steal as a squad player. That's an absolute steal for someone like Tillman's on a free. Miro says you cheated. United didn't cheat. We didn't give the decision. Big up Flawless. What do you think we'll win this season? Definitely a trophy cup. I think we'll win the Carabao Cup and the Europa League. I think we'll win a double. That's why I say Adam. I've been saying the entire season a trophy, but I've not really picked one. But I look at it and go, Carabao Cup, Europa League. They're the two. I think we win 2 trophies. FA Cup, it's looking like it's going in our favor. Obviously, Wolves play Liverpool tomorrow. Watch along on the Twitch for that as well. Arsenal have Manchester City. Chelsea are already out. Who's already out? Newcastle have gone out as well. So I look at it and go, okay. Arsenal or City will go out as well. So you're looking at the big sides left. It's like, interesting. It really is. Miro says Rashford was offside. I agree with you. Luke Shaw passed the Haaland and big team test. This guy could genuinely become an elite centre-back if he wanted to. It's looking that way. I can't believe what I'm seeing with Luke Shaw. I can't believe what I'm seeing with Luke Shaw currently right now. And I was wrong on him, and I'm glad. And I hope this form continues from now all the way to the end of the season. It ain't offside. The law said it ain't. Shameless FC back in full effect. Chris Ryan says, hold that. Yeah, man, for all the salty fans, hold that. Hold that. Hold that. Did you think Casemiro on Cancelo was a penalty? No, I don't think that's a penalty. No. I think Cancelo's looking for it. And if you see him stick out his leg, he's looking for it. So no, I don't think he is. Smile says, I'd take Tillemans if it's really for 15 million. Oh, yeah. 15 M's for a squad player in today's day and age. Yes. Who could play it like 100%. And I think Ten Hag will get him up to speed as well. Tillemans is free in June. If we get Maddis to rotate with Bruno, we might just win the league next season. Like I said, look at Tillemans, look at Maddison, look at Ndidi. Go and look around to these things. Absolutely. I would definitely go and look for these things. Hopefully, like I said, I'm back now, people. Like check as well. How many likes are we on, people? How many likes are we on? Hopefully, my Wi-Fi doesn't decide to reboot again. Hopefully not. But yeah, let me know, man. Let me know what you lot saying. Like check 1, 2, subscribe. We got just under 40 of you lot, so share this. Let's get over 50 people in here as well. Chris K says Manchester is red. Oh, it's definitely red currently, 100%. It's definitely red. Tillemans says Tillemans will never be bought by Ten Hag. He doesn't have the legs. I disagree because I don't think Tillemans is much less mobile than Eriksen. That's what I would say. So I'd play Tillemans higher up the pitch. I wouldn't play him in a 6 next to a Casemiro or a Fred, for instance. And he would only be a squad player. But I'd play him instead of Bruno. Play him higher up the pitch. I'm not saying he'd be my first choice because he wouldn't be. I'd be lying to say that. I'd be lying if I said that. But yeah, like, check what you lot saying, man. What you lot saying? I need to know. Let me know. Lengan Sweet says, do you want a striker, Flawless? Would you have an issue with playing a false 9 next season instead of getting a striker? But I class a false 9 as a striker anyway, but you're talking more of a traditional striker. It depends on what Ten Hag wants to do. I want both. I would like to see Sancho be converted to play false 9 because I believe that's all his best attributes. So I would love to see that. But also strikers we've been linked with, whether that's Harry Kane, whether that's Ivan Toney. We've been linked with Vlahovic. We've been linked with Osherman. Yeah, like just go and get bodies and go and get in Ten Hag I trust. Like I said, he's doing things I didn't expect. If someone would have said Luke Shaw will be playing centre-back in a back 4, I'd be like, you crazy. And not only is he doing it, he's excelling in that role as well. To the point where if Martinez doesn't play against Palace, I wouldn't argue it down. And it's great to have those type of problems and those type of options. And Martinez hasn't done anything wrong either. That's the craziest thing. It's not like Martinez has been terrible. It's just that Shaw's been good. Same with Wan-Bissaka. If Dalot gets fit and doesn't play, Wan-Bissaka deserves his place on merit, on form. So yeah, in Ten Hag I trust. Hey, big up to Marshall, man. It's been a minute. Good to see you back in the chat. Says big up Flawless, a man with flaws. Go to the YouTube streets. I'm really happy today. I will be a father soon. Can't wait. Big up to you. Love for the kind words, calling me a GOAT, number one. Number two, glad you're happy today. And congrats to you, your other half, your whole family, man. You know what I'm saying? Congrats, man. You know what I'm saying you can't. That's people say, man, being a parent is the greatest feeling in the world. I wouldn't know, but happy for you, Marshall, in it, man. And prayers up, man, that, you know, your baby gets here safe and everything. Make sure you're prepared and prepped. And whether it's a boy or it's a girl, names in it. I'm sure you're just, I don't know how far your other half has gone. But yeah, man, make sure you get the names ready, man. Would you rest Casemiro for the Palace game? He's on 4 yellows. He cannot, in capital letters, miss the Arsenal game, says Space. I agree. I would rest him. He can't miss the Arsenal game. I agree with that. And Palace, I watched against Chelsea yesterday. I watched him against Spurs. I'm not in great shape. Yes, they'll give us a game. They'll be up for it. It's Manchester United coming into town. However, I would rest him. I would rest him. Fad says, big up, bro. Big up to you. Chris says there's not many great false nines. Ten Hag has really been hyping up Martial's movement and work he's done in recent games. We need someone who can do what he does. To say I disagree with there's not too many great false nines, go and find him. Say this all the time. The scouts, the recruitment team, Ten Hag and the whole gang need to do the business. Go and recruit, go and find these players. We might not know them, and I agree with that, Chris. I don't think there's many known false nines. I don't know any great false nines I look at and go and get. But is there false nines out there? Yes. Say this all the time. Look at Martinez. This time last year, nobody was talking about Lisandro Martinez. Now look at him in our side. Quality addition. We all are big fans of him and the impact he's had. But no one went talking about him. Go locate these players. KJ says Danjuma. Ain't Danjuma a wide player? Ain't he a wide player? Marshall, you're welcome, my guy. You're welcome. Langan Sweet says, I want Manchester United in a title race for a few years so we can actually be rivals. See, people care about all that. I don't. I'm saying losing the league. I've seen us win league titles versus Manchester City. I've seen us lose. Winning is all well and good, but losing to you lot is the worst. Same way with Arsenal. I want my rivals in League 2. Not gonna lie. Liverpool, Arsenal, Manchester City, Leeds. Put them in League 2. I do it in a heartbeat. We can play you lot in an odd Carling Cup or FA Cup game. Smile says, I'd rest Casemiro against Palace. Brooke, you confident? He says we beat Arsenal without Casemiro, but he put LOL, so I think he's being sarcastic there. Ten Hag's favorite boy, Davy Klassen, can do false nine. Son Ten Hag, what he wants to bring in. But as back to the comment where, who was it? Chris said about him hyping up Martial's movement. Maybe he goes and gets a Martial profile, which I'm all for as well. But it's different. Go get another Martial profile, but then have a Weghorst type. McTominay looked disastrous against Charlton. Of all teams against Palace, I would play Lisandro CDM, which is a position he used to play, so he knows it well, and Shaw can continue as a centre-back, so case rested. That's actually not a bad idea, you know. That's not actually, yeah, McTominay wasn't good against Charlton, I agree with that. But Martinez as a holding midfielder against Palace, I'm not against it. Because I think that back four deserves to stay. The goalkeeper deserves to stay, so that's your 5. Do you then play Martinez next to Eriksen? I'm saying, and then Bruno in front, and then Anthony, and then Rashford and Weghorst? Is that what you go with? He is a little lightweight in the midfield, though. He's a little lightweight with Martinez. That being said, Martinez is aggressive, even though he's not the tallest. Again, this is selection headaches, or do you go Martinez and Fred? I don't, again, this is why the manager gets paid big bucks. Big up to Thomas, who says, good morning. I'm not sure where you're watching from, my guy, but big up to you, man. Say good morning, you know. Let me know where you're watching from, Thomas. Actually, that's everybody. Let me know where you're watching from, city and country. So no matter if you're here in England like I am, no matter if you're in Manchester, somewhere else in the UK, are you in Europe, are you in Asia, are you in Africa, are you in the Caribbean? Let me know. I want to know where you lot are watching from, because Sarcasm City TV is worldwide. So let me know, please. Chris says, I'm not playing Casemiro against Palace. Trust him not to get a yellow. Don't trust him not to get a yellow. I hear that. Oh, Blind's gone Bayern Munich. I salute to him. Brooke was saying we beat Arsenal without Casemiro at Old Trafford. But to be fair, they didn't have part. It's going to be, yeah, it's Casemiro has to play that game. He significantly increases our chances of getting a result away at Arsenal next Sunday. Absolutely. Ten Hag changed Martinez from midfield to centre back. I don't think we are ever seeing Martinez in midfield with us. I think it can be an option though, Emma, in one of games. Like, I don't think it's the worst idea in the world away at Palace. That's what I would say. I don't believe it is. I legit don't believe it is the worst idea. Hey, like check, man. What you lot telling me? Literally just turning back on my other laptop so I can check the likes myself and see how many were on. Making sure you lot ain't slacking with the likes. That's what I gotta do. Make sure you lot. Let me double check this. Let's see how many likes we're actually on. How many likes are we on? What's going on? This is telling me what? 1 second. Literally just refreshing the screen as we speak, people. Where most of Chicago, hey, big up Shagan Midwest in the build. That Glasgow, Scotland says God of Frogs. Hey, big up, man. You know what I'm saying? Big up. Fabrizio has announced Memphis Depay will leave in January. United should bid for him. Good profile for the system. I'm not against it. I am not against a Memphis Depay whatsoever. And yo, we're at 34 likes, man. Let's bump that up. Let's get 6 more. Let's get up to 40 likes because there's over 40 of you lot. So like check. 1, 2, 1, 2. Let's get up to 40 likes, people. Let's get up to 40 likes. Chris says, Saka roasted Malacia at OT. I'd prefer Shaw at left back in that game. Yeah, he went past him a couple times. It was a good battle. I think Saka got the better of him, but I liked how Malacia dealt with Mahrez number 1, even though Mahrez is a different profile to Saka. You gotta throw him in there, man. You know what I'm saying? You have to throw him in there. He's in good form. His confidence is high. He gonna learn, man. He's only young. I would definitely play him against Arsenal. I would definitely play him. KJ said, "How Stroll and JV, bro? Ain't seen them in a while. They're both good, actually. I speak to JV like once a month. You know what I'm saying? So JV is good, and then Stroll every now and again. But they're my brothers. Salute to JV, salute to Stroll each and every time. Ideally, I want to bring back from a third eye view. They just busy. That's all it is. They just busy. Everybody just busy. That's all it is. But shout out to them, man. And shout out to everyone who knows about JV and Stroll, man. They're my guys, man. They're my guys." Ad says, Palace being physical is a false image. Vieira has turned them into technical, silky ballers, so we don't necessarily need aggression too much to combat them. Quick passing through the lines is enough. Fairs, I don't watch Palace enough, but like I said, when I've watched them recently, I haven't been impressed. But I don't expect them to be as bad as they were against Chelsea or as bad as they were against Spurs. They're going to turn up. It's Manchester United coming into town. They're not just going to roll over. And they do have players who can hurt you. Do I expect a Manchester United win? Yes. But where it's not going to be 3, 4, 5, 6-0. I think they'll be spirited. Like, we're going to have to battle to get the 3 points. But hey, this is what the manager and the team are in. This is what you have to do. You have to do these things. Like 100%. Hey, have we got up to 40 likes or what? What's going on? What's going on, man? Have we got up to 40 likes? No, we haven't. You know what I'm saying? We're still 6 short. I know some of you lot ain't like this video. I know it. Let's do so, people. It's free. So hit the like button if you like the content. If we win our next 2 games, my head is gone. Hey, Francis, that's you. And I understand. I'm keeping my feet on the ground because I understand it's still the end of January. I understand it's still the end of January. And that's why I've said, oh yeah, title race, which I'll get into. We're not in a title race. We are not in a title race. No. People can say, oh, I'm being cautious. I need to say it with my chest. I don't believe we're in a title race. Because if that's the case, so are Newcastle. I don't believe Newcastle are in a title race either. Because it's the end of January. Come talk to me at the start of April. If we are in this situation at the start of April, then I go, you know what? We're in a title race. That's what I say. Space Frost says, when we play Barcelona, I hope Sancho is back and fit. Yeah, Sancho's going to be needed. He is. When you look at how light we are up top, Weghorst is a great signing, but it's still Martial, Weghorst, and then you've got Rashford and Garnacho for the left, and then you've got Anthony and Palestri who can play out wide right. Alanga's another one, but Sancho is definitely going to play a role. If he's back, he's definitely going to play, and he could be. Andy Tate said this yesterday. He could be like a new signing. He could be like a new signing to us. So it's like, I hope he's mentally right. He'll get physically right, get his confidence back, because he's going into a winning team that is full of confidence. So that can only help him. That's no hindrance whatsoever. But like I keep saying, I want to see him play central. I actually want to see him play central. And I'm just checking here, yo. Again, people, like check. All right, we're 2 off, man. Let's get up to 40 likes, man. Let's get up to 40 likes. And continue to get your questions in. Just keep them Manchester United related. Spurs beat them 4-0. Surely we use a weak, not informed Palace side to try and up our goal difference. I hope so. I just don't think it will be easy. Said it before, and I say it again. I just said it 2 minutes ago. We're not going to roll over Palace. I don't think we will. I hope I'm wrong. And it is 4-5-6-0. But they'll be better than they was against Spurs. And they'll be better against us than they were against Chelsea. They got nothing to lose in this game. We're the heavy favorites. They're expected to get beat, so all the pressure is on us, considering where we are in the table, the form we're in, and we play Arsenal a few days later. They're going to be spirited. Big up to one then says, flawless with Ten Hag, we fear no team in the world. Absolutely, I don't fear anybody. I respect teams, but fear, no. There's no team I look at currently in the Premier League and go, I don't want to play them. Even Arsenal, who are arguably the best team in the Premier League and have been the best team in the Premier League this season. I don't fear Arsenal. Not in the slightest. No. Do I respect them? Yes. Do I understand the qualities they possess? Also, yes. But it's not a fear thing, and we shouldn't fear anybody. Look at the form we're in. Not a chance we should fear anybody. Not a chance. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Again, we're 1 of 40, man. Let's get that up, people. Let's see. Francis says, this Palace game would be perfect for bringing on Sancho at 70, 80 minutes. Is Sancho back in training? Let me know if you lot know, because I legit don't. I wouldn't play Fred or Casemiro against Palace at all. I'm confident we'll win. Palace in poor form, I'd play a midfield three of Bruno, Eriksen, and McTominay like we did before Casemiro came in. I wouldn't play McTominay. I would not play McTominay. I play Fred because Fred's energetic enough to play 3 games in the space of a week. So I don't worry about Fred. Eriksen, do you rest him? Maybe you play him. He's the one I look at. Bruno's the same as well. I would play Bruno. Space Frost says, Borussia Dortmund say they want Elanga on loan. We should send him there and recall Ahmad to replace him. Borussia, I did see this as well. If Dortmund want him on loan, why not? I think that could be a good move for him. Secondly, I don't know if we can recall Amad Diallo. I don't know if it's in the contract or not. It might not be. Leacher in the 6 with Sean Varane at the back and Malacia at left back. If I see that against Palace, I have no issue with it. Francis says, can't be caught sleeping in our next game. Palace can be stubborn at times. Exactly. That's why I'm here stating, do not overlook Palace. Don't think we are going to go into that game and roll over Palace. Because you could be in for a rude awakening. Yes, I want to be wrong. Am I confident? Yes. Very confident. But again, people, Manchester United fans, listen to me. I've been here before. Feet on the ground. Because then if you go into this game thinking, we're going to roll over Palace, we're going to roll over Arsenal and we can't be touched. If we drop points, it's going to feel like the end of the world. I'm telling you, look, realize where we're at. Understand we're in a great run of form. Understand the progress is great. But just take it a game at a time and just enjoy where we are. Enjoy it. That's where I'm at. Feet on the ground, enjoying it. I'm not looking at no Premier League title. I'm just looking at Palace. I'm not even looking ahead to Arsenal. You haven't heard me preview the Arsenal game in depth yet. I've answered questions from you lot, but I've not gone into that game in depth. Like Friday episode, I'll go into it more in depth. Yeah. Space Frost says, I don't trust McTominay at all. He needs to go in the summer. I hear you. We can definitely get a squad player who can do what he does. I've said this before. I'll say it again. Go get Onana from Everton. That's just me. I'm expecting big Sancho news this week. I hope so, Mo. I hope so. I'd love to see him. Love to see him soon. Chris says, Ten Hag has blocked all loan moves for Pellistri. It's because Pellistri going to play on that right-hand side. He already, to me, I've seen him once. In that Charlton game, he looked better than Elanga. So play him over that side. Play him over that side as backup for Anthony. Big up Raja in the cut as well. Emma says, Sancho was at OT Saturday taking pictures with fans. I'm pretty sure he's back in team training now. I did see the pictures of him at Old Trafford, which you love to see. And I hope he's back in training. Flawless, never hear your opinion on it. As if we get new owners, what should they do? Build a 100k seat stadium or upgrade the stadium? Preferably, I'd like them to upgrade the stadium. However, if it's better financially and it makes more sense building a new stadium. Unfortunately, knock down Old Trafford and build a new stadium. People ain't gonna like that, but you have to move with the times. But again, don't forget my preference is to upgrade Old Trafford. But if it makes less sense to upgrade Old Trafford and knock it down and build a new stadium, do what has to be done. I don't know the ins and outs and the logistics of everything. Rajat says, how about we play Varane and Lindelof with Malacia or Luke at left back? Why change a four that's in form and deserves its spots? They all deserve I wouldn't change it. Malacia deserves his place. Shaw deserves his place. Varane deserves his place. Wan-Bissaka deserves his place. Those four players deserve their spots. They were outstanding against Manchester City. Arguably the best attack in the league and one of the best attacks in Europe. So no, I wouldn't switch it up. You deserve to. I don't think they need to rest. I think they'll be fine. It's not like they had a very physical game. Nah, play them. Players want to play. I would not rest them. No. I don't want to see Lindelof either. But yeah, on merit, you deserve to keep your places on form. Like the midfield, I hear changing it up. The attack, I hear switching it up. But defense, no. Ad says, Ten Hag is building a mentality in the squad of not fearing any team, whether away or home. He himself would expect the Palace game to be a routine win. He would expect it, yes. But I guarantee you he's not talking to the United players in training and in the locker room and saying, yeah, we're going to roll over Palace. This is going to be easy. No, he's going to be like, get on this. It can be a routine win. But if you lot are not at it 100% physically, not at it 100% mentally, and don't have the right mentality going into this game, we can drop points. Don't look ahead. Focus in it. Never overlook any opponent. Never overlook. We can as fans, because we're not in the bout. I'm saying, to put it into boxing terms or MMA terms, never overlook your opponent. Because if you do, you can get caught with one shot and his lights out. We don't go into that with the right mentality and the right setup. We could drop point. We could draw that game. That place is going to be rocking. I do not think, and again, they have players, yes, they're in poor form, but they have players offensively who can hurt you. Do I think we win the game? Yes. But again, I've seen this before. I've been watching Manchester United for yonks. People, like, how long? Since like early 90s. Not early 90s, I ain't that old. Late 90s. I've been watching United. You know what I'm saying? Like 97, 98, 99. So I've seen results go against us. Like, that's what I'm saying. So that's why I'm always feet on the ground. I understand where we're at. We're not the finished article. We're not the finished article. No. Not in the slightest. Make sure you're subscribing as well, people. Let's bump that up, man. Make sure you lot are subscribing. It is road to 5K. So make sure you are subscribing. I need to get a subscriber count on here, actually. I'm going to figure that out later on today. If West Ham or Wolves go down, we could get Rice or Neves for cheap, or possibly make a move for Xavi Simons as an understudy for Bruno, and he'd give us something different opposed to Bruno. I'm not against Rice, even though I believe there's better options. Neves, I'm a big fan of. I really like the Neves deal for cheap. I think he's perfect replacement or the perfect guy to compete with Eriksen. So I'm not debating whether he's better than Eriksen or not, but I really like I'd prefer Neves over Tielemans, who someone mentioned earlier. Big fan of Neves. So I think Neves I look at, and I don't even think he's that old either. I swear he's only 23, 24. Let me know in the chat how old Neves is. But because it seems he's been around for a long time, I thought he was older than he was. I don't think he's that old. And I don't think he'd be cost a lot. And as for this Xavi S that you mentioned, I don't know about him, Francis. So I can't comment. And Phil Monu said, Tielemans to United, what do you think in January? For the right price, yes. Again, I think he's a great option to have as a squad player. And if it's the right price, I'm with it. People talking 15 million, someone mentioned. That's a steal for Tielemans. 15 M's, steal. Chris says we don't need to rest until after Arsenal. Our fixtures are light after Arsenal. Who do we play after Arsenal? What's our next 3-4 games? I think Rice is overhyped in my opinion. I wouldn't go in for him. I agree. I think he's overhyped too. And I personally wouldn't go in for him. But if we was to sign him, if it was the right price, I'd go, all right. But I think there's better options. I think Neves is a better option. I think Tielemans is a better option. They're just two off the top of my head. RJ says, I think we can get another striker in before deadline day. Even Maeda from Celtic on loan. A bit left field, I know. Another Japanese player that looks like a baller is Matoma at Brighton. I would like to see us get another striker in before deadline day too. I really would. I want us to see a get a striker and a midfielder. If we were to get a striker and a midfielder, so striker, another striker on loan, and it was Tillemans for cheap, I go, all right, cool. That's a good window. It's a good window. And that would make me much more confident going into games and winning silverware for the rest of the season. As for the player you mentioned from Celtic, I've not heard of him, so I can't even comment. Jay says, people are slandering Modric. I don't think he's worth 100 million, but he's a baller. You can tell from seeing his clips, he's a special talent. What I will say is, people are going to slander because it's rivals. If any of the big six sign a player for 100 mil, people are going to run jokes. But nobody, what I will say is 99.9% of people slandering him are just running bants and jokes. We ain't watched him. Who's watching the Ukrainian league? Big up to Steve. He probably does. Anyone who knows Steve, he's been on there before. He's a member of the channel. He watches everything. He's probably watched it. Who else is really watching the Ukrainian league week in, week out and watching? Did they even show that on TV? Where would you even watch that? Where would you even find links for that? And why would you be watching that? So I can't come. But what I will say is anybody can look good from clips. I'm saying you can make me look like a 60 million pound player if you get my clips. 100%. Everyone looks good in comps. Chris says, we play Forest, Reading, Forest, Palace at home. Leeds can rotate in those fixtures. Oh, yeah, because we got Nottingham Forest in the Carabao Cup, the two-legged semi-final. Reading, obviously, in the FA Cup. So I hear what you're saying. Palace at home. Leeds, obviously, away will be tough. Jose says, Flawless, this team needs Enzo Fernandez. He has that dog in him and will be the best midfielder of the next generation. I do like Enzo Fernandez, but it's the money they're talking. You gotta go Scout Bell. They're talking what? Is it 100? Is it 100 M's? 120 million? There isn't many players I think that are worth that. I'm not gonna lie. I don't think there's many players in Europe I look at and go, are worth paying 120 million for. Nah, I'm not with it. I'm not with it. Francis says, I heard Tottenham made a 50 million bid for Trossard. These lot ain't serious. From what I'm seeing, Spuds aren't going to be a threat for us this season. They're so bad. Every time I watch him, they're so bad. But he still managed to pick up results. But that's Conte ball for you, though. But they were so bad against Arsenal yesterday. So bad. I'm so glad we didn't get Conte. Shah says, wouldn't say a special talent. I don't know when it comes to Madrid. I don't know. Yeah, really, Francis, in it. People really go into illegal streams to watch the Shakhtar Donetsk in the Ukrainian league. No. People are just talking about him, like I said, just to run bants and jokes and agendas, which I hear is a rival. It's a rival side. I get it. But it's the people who are talking seriously like, oh, he's not good, or he's a special talent. You haven't watched him. You can say, I think, and like from his profile, I think this, I think that, but you've not watched him like that. You ain't watched him like, come on. Space Frost says, if someone made an offer for Maguire in the summer for 50 million, would you sell him? I think that's a good deal, even though we spent 80 million. I'd snatch someone's arm off, 2 arms and 2 legs for 50 million for Harry Maguire. Yes, even though he's been okay this season, yes, I would move him on. I think we could do much better in the squad department. I think we could get a much better defender as a squad player for 50 M's. Yes. So would I sell Maguire? Absolutely. Absolutely, I'll go sell Maguire. And yo, we're at 42 likes, man. Let's bump that up to 8. Let's get to 50 people. Before we close out, I'm going to close out in the next 10, 15 minutes. Let's get that up to 50 likes, people. Let's get it up to 50 likes. Let's do so. I don't think Palestri should be sent out on loan. He impressed in the World Cup and he is better than Alango. I don't think he should be sent out on loan. He's needed. He's going to be needed. 100%. So Palestri got to stay. It's all hands on deck. I keep saying this. Ad says, I agree with Jose. With Enzo staying until the summer at Benfica, I would love it if he was our main midfield target over the young. He's also 4 or 5 years younger. He's literally the next Tony Cruz. Like I say, I've not watched enough Enzo Fernandez to say that he's the next Tony Cruz, but it's just a price point. It's a lot of money. I think you can go and get someone, even if they're not as good, but 2 midfielders who are cheaper, who can do a great job. I'm saying 120 M's. I just think it's lazy if we do it. I'm not opposed. I wouldn't be opposed if we sign him. I just think it's lazy. I'll just go get the guy that everyone's talking about for 120 million. Nah. I don't like, and I don't know if he's worth 120 million. I watch him. I think he's good, but I don't know if he's 120 M's. I don't think there's many players I don't watch many players and go, yeah, you're 120 million. I don't. Mbappe, and that's probably it. He's the one player if we spent 120 million for him. Like, all right, cool. Everyone else, I'm like, oh yeah, of course we can dream. 50 million for Maguire, keep dreaming. We won't get that for him, but yo, it is what it is. Why isn't McTominay sold? Because it's all hands on deck currently, Andrew. We can't sell any players because everybody's needed. Whether you rate the players or not, look at the amount of games we're playing. Look how thin the squad is. We have to 110% have to keep all the players, and then we address this in the summer. So that's why McTominay is not gone currently. Every time someone tells me Sancho can't play in the wing, I look back at last season's game at the Emirates when he cooked with 4 people on him all game. No, Sancho can play on the wing. I just think he's better suited centrally. So I understand. I think when people say that, they're going too far. He can do a job on the wing. Yes. Can he be effective on the wing? Yes. Can he be good on the wing? Yes. But I think centrally suits him better because he's quick, but he's not electric. He's not explosive. And I say it all the time, and I say it again in today's game in 2023, a football at the highest level, if you are playing out wide, you have to be athletic, P&P, or both. And Sancho's not really either of those things. So that's how I look at that with Jadon Sancho. But he can definitely play out there. I have no issue if we start with him out there. Scouting team needs to be working overtime to find us a cheap striker. We're on the verge of a trophy and are in third. Surely it wouldn't be hard to convince a player. Oh, this is an easy project to sell, Francis. I agree with you. One, that the scouting team needs to be working overtime. Agree with that. Secondly, yeah, it's not hard to convince a player. We're a great project. Look at the progress that Ten Hag has made in a short space of time. He's exceeded most people's expectations. He's definitely blew my expectations way out of the water. If someone would have said we would still be in all 4 competitions, people we talking about as in the title race would be third. This good defensively, good offensively, cohesive unit, everybody improving, players who we didn't rate playing well, I would have been like, you crazy. Absolutely out of your mind. And I'm so happy to be wrong. So yeah, well, definitely it's an easy project to sell, whether it's now in January or in the summer. Andrew says, I would love Manchester United to sign McAllister from Brighton and Caicedo. Caicedo, I do like. Ads here talking. What's he saying here? New owners, new money though, flawless. I've watched him enough, trust me. His skill set for his age exceeds Cruz at 21, and his profile as a more natural DM compared to Cruz is impressive. Yeah, new owners. Well, the new owners got to come in at. These new owners may not be here. Even if new owners were to try and table a bid today, that deal might not get done to 2025. You know what I'm saying? Or 2024, should I say? I'm saying it may not going to get done until 2024 summer or 2024 winter. So, like, that's a big if. That's a huge if. And now I'm not with it. Like I said, 120, I'm not with it. Football Nation podcast says, hey, big up to you. Is there any news about number 11 coming back? Haven't heard anything in a while about him. No idea. That's why I don't mention him, because there's been no news on number 11. Until there's some news and there's something to talk about, that's why I don't speak of him. Sancho would suit Serie A and La Liga more than the Prem. I hear that. Here we go. Chris says, I got a question. Why do people think younger players are better? It's mad. 25 is now old. Give me De Jong. He's proven over breaking the bank for a 21-year-old. I think it's just a preference thing, Chris. I think it's preference. People look at where their team is at and players in that position. So in certain positions, I prefer younger players. Where we're at. In other positions, I prefer more senior players. Like, I prefer an older striker, to be honest. But midfield, I prefer to go younger. But 25 is definitely not old. But again, it's all preference and where you think your team's at. And do you need someone for now, or do you need someone who's good and has potential but would be ready in a year, 2 years, etc. So that's all that is. Likes, how many we on? Right, we're 3 short of 50. What's going on? Let's bump up the likes, people. Let's bump up the likes. Rocky start to the stream, but we're here, people. We're here. Like I said, my Wi-Fi decided to reboot. I don't know why. Make sure you hit the like button, though. Let's get up to 50 likes. Again, subscribe. I need to get a subscriber count so then I can see when people have subscribed as well. Let's get them numbers up. It is road to 5K. I've not checked it today, but I know we are I was if like 350 subscribers away from 5K. I think it's 350 anyway. And don't forget, you're gonna get the ManDem United podcast is Mondays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays, 4:30 p.m. Every single time, 4:30 p.m. I go live slightly earlier, and it is available on all the audio platforms as well. So SoundCloud, Spotify, iTunes, wherever you listen to podcasts. All the shows that are on Sarcasm City TV, apart from watch alongs, are available on audio only platforms. RJ says, do you think there is a scenario where if we win the Prem this season and the valuation of the club goes up, the Glazers will choose to stay for longer? Potentially, because they're about their pockets. And Manchester United being successful helps their pockets. It helps you when you're going into deals with brands, because you can say, right, we're champions of England. So then you can ask for more money. You're negotiating from a better position. So yeah, it could do. It could do, but hey, if we win the Premier League, it still Glazers out. Still Glazers out. LUHD every day. Every day. Get them Glazers out the club 110%. Don't care. We could win a quadruple. Don't care. Get them out. The reason why 25 is old now because Arteta's youth project and his jobless fans on Twitter have manipulated the entire footballing world to think that. Yeah, I think people take too much stock, like in regards to social media. It's only a portion of each fan base, so that's why I don't pay it too much mind, and that's why I don't debate football on social media like I debate it here, because it's for platforms like this and other platforms I go on. Do you think we could mold Leao into a striker? No. Leao's a quality winger who I rate very highly, but we don't need him. But if he goes to a Manchester City, if he goes to a Chelsea or somewhere else in England, I'd be not happy about that. But we don't need him. I'm not saying United should sign him. I just want to see him go stay at AC Milan. I don't want to see him in England. I think he's a top quality player. I think he's a top quality player, is what I'd say. And yo, we reached 50 likes. Salute to all of you lot, man. Salute to all of you lot. We've reached 50 likes. Big up, big up. Let's get it up. Let's go 60 people. Let's go 10 more. Let's go 60 likes. And don't forget, link for the membership is in the pinned comment as well. Do not forget that, people. Don't forget that. I think the real reason why people want younger players is because of the belief that they could stay for a decade and excel at the club rather than the current quality of a 25-year-old in their prime. Again, as it's all preference. Like Casemiro's older. Varane's older. Eriksen's older. I love having them all at my club. Same way I love having Malacia at my club who's younger. Dalot, Anthony, who's younger as well. I'm just all about quality. That's what it is. I am all about quality. Do you add to the football team? That's legit it. I'm all about performances and results. That's what I'm on. I have no biases. I have no agendas. Do I have favorite players? Yes. But are you performing? I've criticized my favorite players before because you're not delivering. I'm a Manchester United FC stan. I stand the football club. And even the football club, even though I stand it, I get onto them if I believe they are doing fugazi things. Joseph says, do you rate Tielemans? Yes, I do rate Tielemans. I'm a fan. I think people, and it seems to be popular now with deep line playmakers and players who ain't mobile, who play midfield. It seems it's fun to get on them because they get caught in transition. So whether that's a Tielemans, I've heard it about Eriksen, I've heard it about Jorginho. People would say the same. Cruz ain't the best in transition. Modric ain't the best in transition. But guess what? That's why it's a team game, and you pair them with Casemiro. You pair them with Kante. You know what I'm saying? You pair them with that type, so it's a balance in midfield. People always transition. I think it's just a cool, popular thing to say now. Most deep line playmakers, even though I personally wouldn't play Tielemans there, ain't the best in transition. But for what they give you on the ball, you sacrifice that. And again, it's all about balance. That's why you play them next to somebody who can cover ground and somebody who's more defensively sound. And maybe because it's the way I play football, I ain't the best in transition. Like, I'm a 6 who's not. Like, if I played in the modern day, you lot would curse me out. Or if I played for a top, I would get cursed out like my profile. Like, my profile is Jorginho-esque. Like, that is like that's the way. Obviously, nowhere near the level. Like, I'm a bang average footballer, but I'm just pointing that out. So yeah, I do rate Tielemans, and I would sign him as a squad player for cheap, yes, and play him higher up the pitch. I wouldn't play him as a 6, but I play him as an 8. I play him as a 10. That's what I would say. this? Anthony Taylor is the referee for the United Arsenal game. Watch all the Arsenal fans start crying about who the ref is again. Of course, of course. Man says, big up to you, Flawless. Looking forward to the jokes on Battle of the North. Yeah, Battle of the North is live in 25 minutes, people. Battle of the North live in 25 minutes. So make sure you head over there. I'll be over there with the Don Matisse, of course, Sam and Daps as well. Probably crying about the ref. But I'm here to tell you lot right now, I don't care. Again, I can't reiterate enough. I don't care. But United did not cheat. We did not make the decision. Complain to the refs. What are we supposed to say? Oh, no goal, no goal. City should have done better. How about you hold your own team accountable for only having one shot on target with all the possession? What did City finish with? Was it 70%? You had one shot on target in an hour and a half of football. Sounds like a you problem. Word to Jess. Hey, big up to Abdi, man. He says, listen to this while at work. Shout out to you, Flawless. Hey, big up, man. I'm glad I'm saying I can help you through the working day, and anyone else who's listening while they're at work or whatever you are doing. Much appreciated, man. Much appreciated. And hey, yo, we are 3 off 60. Let's bump that up, man. Let's get up to 60 likes, people. Let's do so. Let's do that. What else we at? Hey, big up to Steve, man. Every single time. Sup, Flawless, bro. I'm good, Steve. I hope you're blessed, my guy. I hope you're blessed. RJ says, I personally would go all out for Osimhen in the summer and swap Maguire for Kim Min-jae. I hope Napoli win Serie A this season, especially after they battered Juventus 5-1 on the weekend. Osimhen's another player who's been mentioned a lot. I've not watched him play, so I can't comment. I do like his profile, though. Kim Min-jae is a guy that Mertaz has been mentioning for the entire season. He mentioned him during the World Cup as well. Another player I've not watched. I like his profile, though. So, yeah, but we ain't swapping Maguire for Kim Min-jae. It's not happening. Not happening at all. Francis says, in all my life, I've never seen one fan care who the referee is. Deluded Arsenal fans have an obsession with the refs. Hey, each to their own, innit? Chris says, Ericsson Hay is mad. If he got injured, then we see. He's vital at the moment for Ten Hag. Oh, absolutely. He's absolutely vital for what we do and how we play. Because when he doesn't play, you see the massive difference. Ad says, if we win the next 2 games and we're standing second in the Premier League, Ten Hag has all the juice he needs to ask for more recruitment in January to add depth and help what could potentially be achieved. Even if he don't win the next 2 games, he has that. But yeah, I hear you. And we need to back him. That's why I'm happy about the Weghorst signing. That's a good signing for us. It's a great stopgap. But go and sign another striker. Go and sign another midfielder. Even though we're having to do it on the cheap with loan deals, do what we got to do. We just signed Weghorst. I like. Add to that. Add to that. Did you see the video of Casemiro dying to get back on the pitch when he had to wait? That's my baller. Hey, love Casemiro, man. Love Casemiro. And I did see the video. I seen that today, actually. It popped up on my Twitter timeline. So shout out to Casemiro. Shah says, Kim Min-jae looks really good, but I think if we go in for another centre-back, Ten Hag will go back for Timber. I'm with it. You know what I'm saying? I'm with it. Let's go back in for Timber. Cool. In Ten Hag, whoever Ten Hag wants to get, I'm with it. He has done nothing to make me doubt him. Even if it's a player I'm not particularly a fan of and wouldn't be my first choice or even second choice. In Ten Hag, I trust and I state my opinion on the player. But guess what? Ten Hag is much more knowledgeable than I am. Much more. I'm saying, so that's how I'm looking at it. Okay, now we gone over 60. Big up to you lot. Just under 50 of you lot locked in. Let's get up to 70 likes. 70. We're looking at 70 likes, people. Like, check 1 2 1 2. And again, subscribe to the channel. You know what I'm saying? Subscribe to the channel, Sarcasm City TV. Make sure you hit the notification bell if you are enjoying the content. Don't forget to go follow the Twitch as well, which is also Sarcasm City TV, where you get other Premier League watch-alongs over there, NFL. You get NFL watch-alongs, the NFL show tonight, as well at 1 a.m., NBA watch-alongs, plus more. So make sure you check out fan calling shows. You're not getting all the content if you are just on the YouTube. Roll to 5K, man, so we can do that 5K party, people. Let's go. Francis says, Enner Valencia, only watched him in the World Cup. RJ says, Kuda should be snapped up by a Premier League club in this window. Another baller who's performed in the Champions League and World Cup, not just the Dutch League. Again, another player I've not watched a lot of. But Jez is because he's Ghanaian and Jez has mentioned him. And he seems like he's a good player. I'm saying, from like the way people talk about him, he's a good player. But Will he be snapped up by a Premier League club this window? I don't know. I don't know what his price point is. What have they said? Like, what are the rumored reports of his valuation? And you lot continue to get your questions in, people. Continue to get your questions in. And don't forget, Ryan's in the chat talking about Liverpool. I don't know why, but doing the most at 11 p.m. as well. Myself and Ryan will be looking back at game week 20 of the Premier League for those that I've not seen doing the most. But there's a playlist for everything. All the shows I mentioned on the channel, there's a playlist for everything. All the shows I feature on, Shameless FC, Unfiltered Podcast, Battle of the North, there's a playlist that I update it on a weekly. So you can just go and watch all the episodes, people. Set that up for you lot so it makes all the content easier to find because there's so much content being pumped out on a daily. And if we just get a raid, is that Lewis? Hey, shout out my G Carefree Lewis. I'm presuming it's him with the raid because the numbers just jumped. So again, we got over just under 90 of you lot. So you know what? We want 80 likes. We want 80. Well, it's over 100 now. We want 80 likes, people. Big up to everyone that's locked in. 80 likes. The ManDem United podcast. Keep your questions Manchester United related, people. Keep your, yeah, I knew it was Lewis. Knew it was. Hey, love to my brother Lewis and that. I knew it was as soon as I seen the numbers jump. So big up Lewis for the raid each and every time. Big up Lewis says big up Flawless as well. Yeah, man. Big up, yeah, man. Over 100 in here. So we want 80 likes. That's what we want. We want 80 likes and some questions before we close out. Because I'm going to stay literally all the way up until Battle of the North, people. So I stay for the next 20 minutes. You know what I'm saying? But love to my brother Lewis every single time. Big up True Blue as well, who says big up Flawless. Francis says, Luke Shaw pocketed Haaland, legit benching every one of our CBs. Luke Shaw doing the business, man. Luke Shaw are doing the business. You lot in a title race, let's go. We're not in a title race, True Blue. We're not. We're not in a title race. Come this time in April, if we're here, then we're in a title race. I don't think we're not in a title race in the middle of January, no. I don't believe so. Just my opinion. You already know Lewis, my brother. I love every single time. And Taha, you spitting. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why man is here talking about Liverpool. Nobody cares. You know what I'm saying? And that nobody cares. What's this? What's going on? Nobody cares. Oh, yeah, big up to Surfer. See what I'm saying? This is why, my G's. So this is Fabrizio Romano just tweeted this. Borussia Dortmund have explored the conditions of a loan deal to sign Anthony Elanga from Manchester United. It's concrete reports. This is by TalkSport. Understand player side will be open to Bundesliga move. Everton are also interested. Decision up to Man United. Good deal. Be a great deal. Absolutely. It would be a great deal. Absolutely. Be a phenomenal deal, I would say. Mo says we need to have a similar transfer window this summer. 5 or 6 quality new signings with the right mental resilience and technical security to help build up playing decision making. I agree. We do need the window we just had last summer. We need this summer. Absolutely. Bring us 4 or 5 players. Yes, I agree with that. And then I think we can make a real assault on the Premier League. 100%. Government says, Flawless, you man better beat them Gunners. Oh, yeah, man, we got that, man. We got that. 100%. Ryan says, if United win both league games this weekend during a title race, each to their own, I disagree. No, I don't think we are. No, as much as I like Welbeck, no, I wouldn't bring him back. But shout out to Daniel Welbeck, man. What he did to them Scousers on the weekend. Next week, it's going to be Battle of the Mudded. I presume you're talking about Liverpool and Chelsea and that. True Blue says, I got a big up Ten Hag. He has improved this side and it's showing. Oh, yeah. Ten Hag deserves full credit. No one expected us to be where we was at. No one expected us to do what we've been doing, play the way we've been playing, especially with the squad being short and it not being his entire team. He's getting the most out of everybody. He's getting the most out of his team. Ten Hag deserves full credit, 100%. And that's why I can't wait to see what he does once he gets his own players in. Because the impact all his signings have been crazy. Malacio, Martinez, Casemiro, Eriksen, Anthony. Like those 5 have had such an impact. People will criticize Anthony, but he's had an impact. And if he wasn't playing, it would be very detrimental to the team. He gives us a lovely balance over there. Does he need to improve? Absolutely, Anthony needs to improve. Well, I like what I'm seeing, and he's 1 in 3 currently. And yo, we're at 75 likes. 5 more, man. There's over 100 of you lot. Let's get that up to 80. And again, subscribe if you're new. Make sure you hit the notification bell. Everybody who came over from the raid, you'll see Lewis over here on a regular basis. And you'll see other Chelsea content creators who you see the likes of Surf for Fator over there as well. So make sure you hit the subscribe button. And Agenda FC, me and Lewis are going to bring back as well. So me and him need to talk, and you lot have been asking for it. We're going to bring that back on this channel. 100%. Space Frost says, do you think the criticism of Anthony is fair? I see how everyone is talking about how he had bad performances, but I think he's been decent in the past couple of games. The criticism from rival fans is over the top, but I understand it because they got nothing else to criticize. We're playing well, getting results, and they're the form team in the league, or one of the form teams alongside Arsenal in the league. So they got to criticize something. Does he need to improve? Yes. 100% Anthony needs to improve. However, all of our attack, I think, needs to improve. Apart from Rashford, I think Martial needs to improve. I think Garnacho needs to improve, even though he's young. But Garnacho needs to improve. Bruno needs to improve. But people, I think, was it the Wolves game? I think it was the Wolves game? Yeah, the Wolves game we won. Martial missed the easy chance, and I think it was Garnacho who missed the easy chance. But everyone was talking about Anthony. He was not our worst attacker that day. Our worst attacker that day to me was Martial, but no one was talking about Martial. Because it's not cool to, now to beat Martial with the stick. Now it's about Anthony. Let's because he's 90 M's, because he got nothing else. I take it all as a compliment. He's just hella reaching. That's all Hassam did last week. Just pure Dao Sim for those that play Street Fighter. I'm gonna start calling him Dao Sim. He needs to shave his hair bald and get rid of the beard. You know what I'm saying? And that just enough reaching. That's all he was doing. Straight Mrs. Incredible stuff. Just pure reaching. That's all man was doing. All man was doing. Because you can't, how could you criticize us? Shah says, it's nice to see rival fans finally admitting we have a top manager we were never taken seriously under Oli. Yeah, 100%. But Oli is still trying to pop up every now and then and just admit you was wrong. The same way I'll admit I was wrong in a certain player if he's playing well. Like Rashford, for instance. I called completely wrong on Rashford. I'm happy to be wrong, but I called that wrong, and I'll sit here and admit that. I called it wrong. I criticized him. I didn't think he would return to this level. I didn't think he'd get anywhere near this level. So salute to Rashford and salute to Ten Hag for making that happen. I'm not going to argue that down, but all the inners were just like, people will cut off their nose to spite their face. It's ridiculous. People who can't admit they're wrong to me is crazy, especially about football. It's football. Because none of us know that much. You know why? Otherwise, we'd be working in the field. SA says, this man is about to inflict a full-blown war on Battle of the North. I can feel it. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I'm not inflicting a full-blown war on Battle of the North. Absolutely not. No, I'm going to just go chill, hear Daps and Hassam complain about the referee. That's what's going to happen. I'm going to chill and be like, all right, you're right. It was offside. What am I supposed to do about it? I agree with you. When I was saying we the form team, they didn't want to hear me. Danny says, to be honest, I think you have been great this season, but just wondering, you are only 3 more points up this season than you were at this stage, mate. But Danny, take it into context. Let me ask you, do you think Manchester United are better this season, or do you think we were better last season? Let me ask you that. I'm actually interested to hear what you want to say. Oh, yeah, Taha, of course, man. We don't forget the quadruple. What's understood ain't got to be spoke about. That's how we just keep it stepping. Ryan just looking attention. I say it all the time, man. He like a girl, man. Always looking attention all the time. Francis says, Martial was playing injured against City. Fair play for fighting for us, but this man might actually be made of breadsticks. We know this. This is nothing new, Francis, about Martial. This is why I don't defend him anymore. Because I know we can't rely on him. And it's not an ability thing. It's an availability thing. He can't stay fit. He's not 100% fit now. I think he did his job for 45 minutes against City. He weren't at his best, but we seen as soon in that second half, we offered nothing going forward until we scored the goal. Whereas when he played, we looked much more threatening because Martial is a great foil for others. And it looks simple and it looks easy just holding the ball up and playing it and the ball sticking and flicking it around the corner and spinning in behind and going short and then spinning in behind. All of these things look easy and simple to do, but not everybody can do them. Not everyone can do them. And that's why when he went off, we did not look the same going forward. We didn't create anything in the second half. Someone remind me, to my knowledge, up until the goal, which was like the 75th minute, what did we create in that second half? Whereas the first half, we created not only 3 good chances, half chances as well. Well, hey, Tom Riddle, big up to you, man. You know what I'm saying? Shout out Voldemort in the building. Big up Flawless. Speak about Garnacho. I think he's the right manager to help him progress. Big fan of Garnacho. And yes, I think he is under the perfect manager. And we're seeing Garnacho not only improve, but have impact, which I like. So salute to Garnacho. Garnacho doing the business. Salute to Garnacho, man. He doing the business. And yo, there's over 90 of you lot locked in. We're at 80 likes. Let's bump that up before I'm closing out in 5 minutes. Let's get 10 likes in 5 minutes. Let's get up to 90 likes. Make sure you subscribe if you are new as well. Hit that notification bell and check out the upcoming live stream schedule. We're live every day here on the YouTube channel, also the Twitch as well. Make sure you check it out. And oh yeah, let me not forget actually while you lot are all here. Let me not forget, gotta do the ad reads, you already know. Shout out to the official sponsor of Sarcasm City TV, the latest trends. The latest trends is an online designer clothing store, people. You got it right. Online designer clothing store. But it's online designer clothing store at cheaper prices, people. So it's online designer clothes at cheaper prices. You can see it there on the screen. It's got men's wear on there, kids wear on there, female wear on there as well. It's got Armani, Givenchy, Off-Whites, Palms Angels, Versace, Stone Island, Boss, D-Squared 2. The list goes on. Also nice trainers on there as well. So make sure you check it out, people. www.thelatesttrends.net. That's right. www.thelatesttrends.net. The link is underneath in the description for it. And also check out their Instagram as well, which is The Latest Trends. So shout out to the official sponsor of the Sarcasm City TV YouTube channel. Let me run through the rest of these comments as well before we close out, people. Before we close out. Shah says, no way, has to be more than 3 points. And he says, yeah, defo, mate, looking much better this season. That tells you all you need to know. Also, as well, we've won 20 games this season already. That's the same amount we won last season. So we're on course to get much more points. But that's what it is. I just think he needs to get better GNA output, but that's it. Nothing worse than having a stormtrooper in attack. I'm a Chelsea fan. I watch Star Wars weekly. What I will say to this is, Louis, is like, he's young. He's young. So I'll give him his time to do what he needs to do. That's what I will say. Hassam is on smoke right now, to be fair. In what sense? Why? What's Hassam said that I missed? True Blue says, what are the tactics against Arsenal? If Weghorst plays, hitting them on the counter could be difficult. No, it'll be the same. It'll be the same. But I think if Weghorst plays, no, it doesn't switch it up. Just that Weghorst doesn't offer you the running in behind. But Rashford and Bruno do that. And then you got Eriksen as a third person runner as well. What Weghorst can do actually is we can kick the ball longer from deep. I'm saying he's a great outlet. Just kick it, win the headers, win the flick-ons. Simple. People don't like it, but kick it long and let him flick it onto Rashford. That's one thing we can't really do with Martial. De Gea, who's not the best with the ball at his feet, now has a great target to hit. It's a great outlet. Fullbacks, if you're under pressure, yo, go long to Weghorst. I have no issue with long ball. I have zero issue with long ball. Zero issue with long ball. Mo says, Weghorst will attract a lot of defenders because of his size. This will leave space for Rashford, Anthony, etc. to create danger. I'd bring him on against Arsenal 100%. Yeah, if he starts. Martial may not play against Palace and then may be fit for the Arsenal game. A week's rest will do him good. Weghorst to slap Arsenal. I hope so. And yeah, people forget that, Francis. True, as soon as he went off, we were toothless. People forget that about Martial. You forget that. Mo says Weghorst can actually bully Arsenal. Arsenal always collapse when it gets physical and tough. They ain't used to seeing that. Less talk of controversial goal had Bruno played in Garnacho, I wonder. Nah, he would have complained. I'm saying he would have complained. Space for us said, I think Fred deserves more credit than he's getting. He's been class every time he came on for us in the last few games. I think he has a future at our club as a very important squad player. Yeah, because there's games that suit him. And the games that suit him are these games against Big Six opposition. I've seen Sir Alex Ferguson do this previously, whether that's a Pat G. Sung, whether that's a John O'Shea, whether that's a Phil Neville. All three of those players that I mentioned are cult heroes with the Manchester United fan base and were squad players, but very effective at that. So Fred could be that. So if I don't want to see him against Palace in particular, but I wouldn't mind it, but he should play against Arsenal. I would set up the same way as we did against Manchester City. And we've beat Arsenal playing this way as well. And Charles says he can keep Gabriel and Saliba occupied. Absolutely. Set pieces are also crucial, and that's where Veghorst can be very useful. Absolutely. Absolutely true, Blue. Get Rashford isolated versus Ben White. He always has a good he always has a what against him? What say this again, Sha? Vegas to rattle Arsenal's defense. Yeah, man. Let's go. Fred gonna have to man mark Odegaard or Ericsson will occupy. Yeah, it'd be Fred or Casemiro, but we've seen him do it before. Do it again. One moment, top Reds want Fred out. The next moment, they're singing his name in the Stretford end. Because football fans are very fickle, including myself. We're really here today, gone today. We're all about results. It's just that some of us are less honest about it than others. We don't care about we only care about the extra stuff when results is going wrong. So when you see fan bases complaining about assistant managers, complaining about the recruitment, complaining about the board, not all, but the majority. Like, if you were winning games, like it's like Liverpool with Pep Linder's thing. When they were on for a quad, no one was talking about Pep Linders. I ain't hear no one complain. When they were winning the Premier League, no one were complaining. When they win the champs, no, Ipsway's been there the entire time. All of a sudden, it's going bad. All right, let's blame Klopp and Pep Linders and FSG. And some Liverpool fans I know have been calling out FSG the entire time. Well, you see, I'm top because we're losing. How about just call out the players and the manager? But each to their own. Chris says, thing with Fred is there's always a 2 out of 10 performance around the corner. That's why you don't play him all the time. There's a 2 out of 10 performance. That's why he's a squad player. Well, you just have to utilize him correctly. All right, people. We're going to close out this live stream. Yo, 3 more, man. Girls up to 85. Girls up to 85 likes, because I know that will be 90 after it's finished. Don't forget the ManDem United podcast. We're here Mondays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays. So you're getting 4 ManDem Uniteds a week, 4:30 p.m. start time. That's excluding the crossovers, of course. You get the Manchester United, Manchester City one, Manchester United, Arsenal show. You get the Manchester United, Liverpool show, which will be starting. And, of course, the Manchester United, Chelsea, and Spurs show. All those shows are fortnightly, people. So just keep a lookout. Keep a lookout as well. Battle of the North is live in 5 minutes, Chris. So get over to Matisse's channel. 5 minutes, Battle of the North. Matisse, Daps, Hassam, and myself, Battle of the North. True Blue, man. Always good seeing you over here as well, my guy. I like your questions. I love the interactions. I appreciate it. Says big up Flawless, big up the chat. Have a good one. Shah says big up, bro. Hey, man, love to everyone who supported, man. As I always say, genuinely mean that, man. Big up to everyone who continues to support. Because if you lot weren't here, I'd be here talking to myself. So I appreciate it, man. Whether we agree or disagree, nothing but love for you lot, man, who continues to support, man. Much appreciated. Love to my brother Lewis for the raid as well. Go subscribe to his channel. Links underneath in the description, as is latesttrends.net, as are all my socials as well. Follow me across all socials, people. I know it's a lot of information. I'm always on the promo, but I have to be. You know what I'm saying? Just not for the regulars. This is for new people who might not know what's going on. Don't forget to shut up on Battle of the North. Flawless, in it. Nah, I will. I'm going to be quiet. People think I'm going to go in there shameless and I'm going to be chilled. I'm in a good place. I'm happy. Like, I'm probably the happiest out of all four of us. So I'm with it. But yeah, man, just love to everyone who continues to support. And again, I know I promo a lot, but that's because there may be new people who are locked in. But yeah, man, big up to all of you lot, man. Love. And we actually hit 85 likes. So again, salute to all of you lot. Big up Cam as well. Big up the whole ODS gang. He needs to get this running and start selling this, because the ODS merch is fire. But love to everyone that's locked in. And this has been the ManDem United podcast live on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube. Big up.